Great source of knowledge, you know. I mean, look at this. There's so much here, and people tend to stay away from things they don't know or understand. And I know it's helped me adjust to the saltwater.
One thing I've definitely found out from being a charter fishing guide, Chris, is that there's so many people that wants to fish, you know, the Atlantic side of the United States, because everybody's kind of hung up on the Gulf, and it's different. And in these tidal situations like this, it's very easy for people to get intimidated. And there's no source of information out there for these people that live in Georgia. Really encourage them to stay in Georgia and fish here because the fishing is that good. They just need someone to teach them, and that's part of why the show's here. Never before have we had a saltwater fishing show for people, you know, right here on the Georgia coast, and the response that we're getting from the people calling back in and you know, saying they appreciate what we're showing them. You know, we're going to kind of unlock that door for them. Hopefully they can get out here and start doing some of this themselves and enjoying this, because it is truly a great destination to fish right here on the Georgia coast. Chris, that was about 3/4 of a mile down the bank right there, it felt like.
I saw it. Barely I saw it.
Well, Mr. Thunder Chicken, you finally got me a bite right there. That watercolor's just a little bit muddy. Look at there. Another trout. Another trout. Well, we're not by ourselves. And of course, you know, here in Georgia, you know, the limit on trout's 13 inches for the length, 15 fish per person. That's probably about a 14-inch fish. That's a good size fish right there to keep and eat.
Wow, that's good.
Yeah, starting to find. You know, even when it's windy, you want to work your cork a little bit and pop it, because it will make a difference. You know, always, here we go, here we go, here we go. Get him, get him. Bring him in here. I got a net, Chris, right here for him.
All right.
That right there is what you call a rally net. An old speckled trout. Try and get your hand with me there, Chris. That is a good trout right there, Chris. And that's probably about a 16.5, 17-inch trout. Not a bad fish.
Nah, that's a good one.
Well, can we do anything with this fish right here?
We can eat them. We'll have to take a nap in the cooler.
Oh, there's a fish right there, right there, right there, right there. What in the world? Right there, I mean, that wind was cutting through there doing 90 miles an hour, it seemed like. And there he was. You know, right here, you know, I mean, this is a steady 18-mile-an-hour wind. And, you know, it's just amazing you can even fish this kind of wind right here. Well, I don't even know where that net is right in the moment. But yeah, I'll go get that, but that's another trout. But as you can tell, that wind is cutting through here pretty strong. And, you know, it's very difficult at best to fish these kind of wind conditions, but, you know, that's another nice little trout. You know, anytime you're fishing the wind, try to get your spot where you can fish right straight behind your boat, because it's about the only way you can fish these kind of conditions. So remember, if the wind's blowing kind of hard like it is right now, try to fish as close to the back of your boat as you possibly can, and maybe you'll still be able to pull out a fish in these tough fishing conditions. I got him right there. Woo, son! Don't pull your line tight right there, Chris, because you'll break mine off if you do. All right, I just came across you right there. Wow. That fish right there, he's coming back to you. Pull straight back and break that line off right there, Chris. Drop straight to it. Cup your reel. No, don't tighten your drag down any.
Pull it back here?
Yeah, I can't stop mine. There you go. He got up there in that grass. I tell you what, that fish right there, he was acting like he was a little bit of something. Come right back here on the other side of me right here. Wow. Fish?
Jeez.
Well, I guess this right here goes to show you, this time of the year when it gets transitional, that's a nice red drum right there. That there's fish both back up in the creeks and still out here in the sound. I tell you, you talking about tough conditions to fish. This right here is exactly why that thunder chicken is the kind of popping cork you want to fish. Because most other corks, you can't even throw them in the wind. Oh, talk to me, fish. Talk to me.
That's a second good one today.
Yeah. Come on in here, redfish. Quit trying to be so hard to get along with. There he is. On this side of me. Well, there it is, another fish right around. Chris, I'm going to say this fish right here is probably right around 30 inches. Another real nice redfish, probably about 28 inches. But there you go. Even in windy conditions, you can catch fish. I'm sure you can hear the wind blowing on me right now. But in these tough conditions like this right here, remember, set your boat up so it makes it easiest to cast on you as possible. And you can still catch a few fish. Put him back in the water and we'll go see if we can try it again. As you can see right here where we're fishing, there's a little bit of bait pushing up here right on this point. You see that point right there of grass? It comes out this way and there's an underwater shell bar and a little bit of grass growing on it. And there's some mullet up there on top of that bar right now, and this is why the fish are still here. Even though it's windy, the fish will still bite. And maybe we can still get a few more fish out of here before it's time to go and call it a day. Still there. Wow. Wow, he couldn't take it on the double pop. He came back in there and sucked it in. Now that's what it's supposed to be like right there, Chris. You can't bring it back up, and when you throw out, Chris, in this wind, throw out and get your rod tip down low to the water as fast as you can, and that'll keep that wind from blowing it around and making a big bow on it. Maybe it'll make you be able to stay up there on that pocket just a little bit longer. I got this fish. You go ahead and make another cast. Oh, now that right there is a keeper size red drum. We was beginning to wonder if we was going to catch one today small enough to keep. That's probably about a 16 or 16.5 inch fish. And I have already been instructed today we got to keep a few fish to eat. So here we go. Might have a television show, but it doesn't mean we don't eat fish. There we go. There he is. Right there. All right, now come up over top of mine right there, because I believe you're on the other side of me right there, Chris. Wow. Whoa, son. Whoa now. Made a lot longer cast this time. Now let it drift over top of some submerged grass. Now that's one good thing about being able to fish a free line bait like we're fishing right here. Is although we might have 3 foot of leader on here, the shrimp can swim up and down freely, and there's no weight making that bait stay down. And it's that natural presentation is what's going to catch you more fish than anything else. This redfish right here was probably up there. I bet you it couldn't have been a foot deep where this fish took that bait. And look at the length of that leader. Right there's the benefits of being able to fish a free line bait, because like I said, it can go wherever it wants to. And most of the time, you're going to see that bait skipping across top of the water right before the fish takes. And that fish is about as fresh as he can be. There we are. Now we got him right here. We can look at him. But it seems like today, most of these redfish are running kind of big. And that fish right there is probably 26 inches long. You know, a little bit long to keep, but a lot of fun to catch. I mean, I guess you really can't complain. If whatever size the redfish are to me, it's just fine. But that is a good redfish. We'll put him back in there and just do it all over again. Okay. Well, Chris, how'd you enjoy today, buddy?
Man, it was great. It was a day I would never have come out here by myself. Ended up learning a whole lot about it, caught some fish. I'm coming back.
Well, I'll tell you, Chris, you know, many times when you come out here and fish, you know, you're just not going to find them ideal fishing conditions. I mean, that's just the truth. I mean, I think most people you talk to that get a fish just on the weekend, they're going to tell you it blows every weekend. And of course, here today, we get you down here, and this is your first trip fishing with me.
It is.
And we ran into some absolutely windy conditions, but we still was able to pull out a few fish. And, you know, we really worked hard for the fish that we caught today.
Sure did. Caught the biggest speckled trout of my life right here.
Yeah, well, we caught some real nice sized red drum. You know, we've done a lot of things today. We talked about the spinning rod. Very important on these windy days. 7.5 foot rod. You know, you can go up to Bass Pro Shops and pick up virtually anything you need for saltwater fishing. The Thunder Chicken popping cork with about a 2.5 to 3.5 foot leader, 20-pound test fluorocarbon leader from the bottom of the Thunder Chicken to a number 4 size KL hook. That's what we was using today to catch these fish, Chris.
It worked.
Well, I tell you, I appreciate you bearing with me right here. I hope everybody enjoyed today's show.
I learned a lot.
Well, I hope that y'all picked up some tips, you know, for fishing out here in these windy conditions. You know, don't not go fishing when it's a little bit windy. I know it's going to be frustrating, but get out there and try. And always remember, try to position the boat where you can make a long, accurate cast and fish downwind, and you'll have a much better day of fishing. Well, Chris, once again, thank you. Fox 28 out of Savannah.
That's it.
Well, I'm Captain Mark Noble for Captain Mark Noble's Outdoor Journal, and I look forward to seeing you again next week. Some more bait. Oh, there's a bite right there, right there, right there, right there, right there. There he is, there he is, there he is.